Hello. Okay, so I finally finished a sketchbook. I think I started this January 2024, so it was almost a year before I finished it. So keep in mind that some of these are bad. Some people tear out their bad ones. I leave my bad ones in to remind me that, hey, maybe this one's not as bad as that one, and to remind me that not everything has to be perfect. Probably nothing in here is perfect, but anyway, it's a sketchbook, right? Oh. So, let's see, do I have room? Am I in everything? Okay, I have to move some things. I thought I would have enough room. That better? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go through it. And let me explain how I do this. In most cases, I just take a lighter color pencil or pen or marker, whatever, and start just making shapes and marks. Then eventually I see something in that. So then I make the picture what I see. So this one was done in oil pastels. This is another one that was done in oil pastels. Okay, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the camera because it's right in my face. Alright, and this was done with some markers that were almost like markers that were in at the end of their life. I didn't have hardly any juice left, so I was just trying to use up those particular markers. And yeah, it's a little crazy. Actually, I guess I started this in 2023. Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. Alright, so that took a long time. And this is another case of wanting to use up almost dead markers. This was chalk pastels. This is one of my favorite ones in here. This one and this one are some of my favorite ones in here. Okay, this one was watercolor. It did not work. This is one of those really ugly ones that I said I'd leave in here. It's horrible. It was watercolor. It didn't work on this paper very well. This one was oil pastels. Okay. This one is one of those bad ones. I did this in chalk pastel. This is one of those bad ones that I just leave in here for a reminder. This one, I think I was testing out a pencil or two. This one, I was having I guess a weird day. It says it's like layers of her childhood, layers of her life, childhood, panic, illness, anxiety, death, relationships, stress, and then she broke herself free from all of that. Yeah, that's that. And this is one that's I called it 1926 because he looks like he's from 1926. This was oil pastels as well. Of course, his face is not quite right. This was some highlighters. And this was working through I don't know if you'd call it a panic attack or anxiety. It's just working through a moment that I needed to get some stress out. This one was done with Prismacolor color pencils. This is one of my favorite ones in here. Now this is a white ink pen. This one looks much better in real life than it shows up on camera. Excuse me. This was, there is a full video of me doing this one. Again, just swirling around some shapes until I saw something. This was with chalk pastels. Okay, And this one was my first try using gouache. And I called it Autumn Sunset. And this was another one that looks better in real life than it does on the camera. Okay, and this next one's a little kooky. And it's sideways. Oh, golly, jeez. Okay. It's a little weird. But this eye here, the eyelashes, is a city skyline. That's probably my favorite part of this. But sometimes I see the strangest things. Alright. And this one was with crayon. And it's just a goofy looking cat. It looks like a human face. This one was oil pastels and watercolor. Yeah. A lot of my shorts are made up of these finished sketchbook pages. This one is called Hunger, and it's upside down because what I saw, the image was upside down. So it's called Hunger, and it's with crayon. Okay. In the comments below, let me know what your favorite one or your least favorite one. This one is with marker, and I called it Predator. This is, oddly enough, one of my favorite ones in here too. It's more vibrant in real life than it shows up on camera. This one is Horrible. This is a reminder. Oh my, this marker was running out of ink, as you can tell, and it's just bad overall. This one is, I don't know what the hell this is. So just, yeah, it's there. It exists. As were this one. Again, markers were running out of ink. Didn't have the right colors. This one's like in between. I think I called this, what did I call this one? Oh, I didn't write it on here. I think Intense. There's a short on this. And this one is, I guess if I can pronounce this right, it's Aphasia. Aphasia. It's where some people have trouble, their brain has trouble getting their thoughts to their mouth. So a lot of times, you know, they don't speak a whole lot. So that's what this represents. This one is called Father Earth. This is one of my favorite ones in here too. Hopefully I'm in the shot. I'm going up too far. Okay, so up too far, so let's go back to this one. Okay. Oh golly geez, there we go again. Father Earth. I like that one. Oh, this one was done with crayon, and it's called Mama. I know she has a very large nose, but that's just how she is. Actually, my ex-mother-in-law, not quite this big, but has a big nose. So, yeah, that's crayon. That's called Mama. This one's called Tiny Arm. And I don't know why I made her arm so tiny. That's just what happened. I like the colors. This one is another one that's not great, but I was testing out some water. What the hell? Okay, there was a loud bang. Apparently the front storm door flew open, slammed against the house. Oh, what was I saying? Testing out some water-soluble crayons. This one is with oil pastels. This is one of my favorites too. Not like a top favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I called it Winter Warrior. This one I love. This one I actually did on purpose. This one, I have a red bird little figurine that my sister gave me, and that's where this came from. I'm not too fond of landscapes, and I tried to do a landscape to see if I could do any better, and no, I can't. Just, to me, landscapes are boring. I mean, I love nature and the real thing, but landscapes to me are just kind of boring. This one, oh my god. I don't know what this is. Did I skip a page? No. This is oil pastels of some psychotic thing that can flow out of my hands. It's what nightmares are made of, huh? Okay, this is me testing out some charcoal. I can't, the sun is so bright I can't see my screen. Okay, and I keep hitting it. Okay, testing out some charcoal. This is one of my favorites in here. And this one is charcoal as well. I like this one. I don't think I named these. And this is one of my favorite ones too. The reason I did this is because I kept trying to get the eye right, and then the paper started tearing. I just couldn't take any more, so I, just get rid of the eye. But overall, I really like this one. Again, just freehand. And this is another, this is graphite and charcoal. And this is my stoner dude. This one was with Crayola metallic crayons, which, they're really not metallic. There's a little bit like glitter in them, but they're not really metallic. That one was fun to do. This one was with King Art water-soluble crayons. I like this one. That one turned out pretty good. This one I don't like at all. I did this one with colored pencil. But I don't like it. This is just not my style. It's too, I don't know. I don't like it. It's not bad. It's not bad art. It's just not my style, and I don't like it. How many times can I say that? Here's charcoal again. Another instance with the eye not working out, and the paper started tearing, so he now has a patch. And I think I put some, what did I put on here? Some colored pencil on it as well. Okay. This is oil pastel. Oddly enough, this is one of my favorite ones too. It's just a floating head. Oh, I gotta get a sip. One of my favorite things here too. But I have one, maybe two of those a day. Okay, so I like this one. This is one of my favorite ones in here too. I did this one with cheap color pencils. This is what, it's not, the subject matter is not intense, or it's not very interesting, but artistic wise with shading and all that, it's one of my better ones. And again, it looks better in real life than it does on camera. And this was with paint pens, which I no longer have. I think I gave them away. I did. I gave them away. Yeah. I don't know. This one was getting ready for Halloween. It's with some markers. Water-based markers. This is a pumpkin, if you can't tell. This was with crayon. This is one of those bad ones where I couldn't make it into anything really, so I just got a bunch of scribbles. And I don't know what it is. Water-based marker, I think. And this is another Halloween one. Of course, we all know who that is. I wish I would have put this tooth over here a little bit more. It kind of looks weird. But this was, what did I use on here? Color pencil. This is crayon. This was just, I don't know, just something to do before I went to bed. There's another pumpkin, and I do have a video of me drawing this. This next one is a work of art. You're not going to believe yourself. You're not going to believe your eyes on this next one. This is the most fantastic piece of art ever. This was a video of how to draw ghosts. And this is a video on how to draw bats. Of course, my goofy ass self left out an E and I was frustrated. Sometimes my hand can't catch up with my brain with writing. Do you ever have that problem when you're writing and your hand is like slagging behind what your brain is thinking, so you misspell stuff or miswrite stuff? I do that a lot. And I do have a video on this of how to draw a witch silhouette and a moon. This was with marker here, Sharpie, and this was with water-soluble crayon. This one is one that's just with cheap markers with those little tiny nibs. And it was just something to do before I went to bed. Not one of my favorites. I like this one, it's not too bad. This was oil pastel. I think Crayola oil pastel. This one's kind of neat, I think, anyway. I don't know. Oh, this was for Thanksgiving. I did a video on how to draw turkeys in 2 different styles. And this is, what is this? Paint markers. There's acrylic paint markers. And we're almost there. And this one is with cheap markers. Again, just drawing some lines until I saw something, and this is what I saw. Yeah, cheap markers. I think I called this one The Power of Small, because there's this weird creature here. Apparently is kind of large, and there's this little tiny ray of light or a star, and it's got him mesmerized. This one I was just testing out some new pencils. This one was with water-based markers. I just made a bunch of like patches of color and then started drawing these little designs. And then I started seeing again, of course, a face. Ear, tongue, nose, eyes. This is one of my favorite ones. This is with water-based markers as well. It had some bleed through from the other one. Yeah. I did not mean to make this so prominent right here. It was supposed to be lighter than that, but I think I grabbed the wrong marker, and it was a black one instead of a tannish one. But I like it. This one was with cheap markers again. Crayola Colors of the World mostly. Yeah. A little indifferent about that one. This one I like. This one is called Memory Wipe or Mind Wipe. I can't remember. Did I write it on here? Oh, I did. Memory Wipe. So this was done with cheap water-based markers and the King Art water-soluble crayons. This is one of my favorite ones in here. And this is just another one of those. Nothing fantastic. This is one of my favorite ones. I think I called this one Queen. God, there, sorry. This was with water-based markers again. It just looks different than a lot of things I've ever done. I like how I used the yellow as to mark the lines instead of black. This one is another psychotic. This is what I saw when I started drawing doodles. This is what came out. Some banjo playing hillbilly dude with a small twin on his face. Oh gosh. But actually, I kind of like this one, really. It's different. This one, his nose is way too short. Way too short. But there it is. Cheap markers again. This one is another crazy one. This one was again with markers that were almost used up, and I just wanted to use them up so I could get them out of my way. So I started again doodling, and this is what came from it, and I called it brain matter. So I just wanted mostly to use up, like there was like 4 markers that were almost empty, so that's why it's kind of like spotchy here, and it started looking like brains to me. So yeah, brain matter. And this is the last one that I did last night with crayon. First, as you can see, I was first starting to draw a mushroom. I was trying to draw a mushroom, and I got so bored with myself drawing a mushroom. Okay, what else does this look like? Bam, that's what it looks like. I don't know what you call it, siren. I used this as a short last night, and I used Martinez, Milk of the Siren song with it. I think I got the artist right. But it kind of reminded me of that song. So yeah, that's the end of my sketchbook. Time to start a new one. And there's one of my test swatches. So thank you. And in the comments below, let me know what your favorite one was, what your least favorite one was, because I know I have a lot of least favorites in here, so I'm not going to like boo-hoo over it. I know they're not all fantastic. So thank you and have a great day.